Member for Aldai. Give her the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the petition that has been that you have read today on the resettlement of the residents of Mutembei in Nandi. This particular issue, Mr. Speaker, also affects an area in my constituency, and the Nandi South forest, which is being talked about, is a forest that borders my constituency and the neighboring constituencies in Ngunyi, where these people were resettled. I also have a group of people that were resettled from a forest called Bonjoge Forest and taken to the same Nandi South Forest, an area now called Bonjoge. And at the time of resettling these people, a portion of them were not resettled. So as we speak today, the portion of them who still live in the Bonjoge Forest currently live in the forest or in the demarcated land that is called a forest. So even as this petition goes to the petitions committee, I think it is important that the Ministry of Lands, when finally they implement, realize that they need to implement all the pending relocations that were supposed to have been done for the people, and especially for these people who are supposed to come to Nandi South Forest, because a small portion of these people who live in the rocky areas were removed from the Bonjoge Forest and taken now to the Nandi South Forest, but their portion of land has never been allocated to them. So as this petition is looked at, I would appreciate that if they can widen and ask the Ministry of Lands to fully implement all the relocations that had been done or that had been requested. And as you can see, and as you can hear from all members here, Mr. Speaker, is that we have so many such petitions on land matters, especially for relocation of people, which are still pending within the Ministry of Lands. We wish that the Ministry of Lands can also amalgamate all the pending resettlements and do one resettlement. Where my headquarters is, for example, in Kobujoy, is actually land that was that was excised from the forest land, the Nandi South forest land. But up to today, Mr. Speaker, that land has never been degazetted and actually given to the various ministries that are occupying that particular land. It's all government entities. So even as we do this, we also help or wish that the Ministry of Lands, together with Ministry of Forestry, fast tracks the proper excisement of the land that was being excised and the relocation of these people who are living in the forest. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Member for Cases.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for this moment also to weigh in on the issue majorly touching on education sector. Mr. Speaker, the hardship allowance and how it has been administered for quite some time, I would dare say it is so selective, in that you will find some areas with extreme hands in the same locality, but with different geographical treatment. A case in hand is in Keses constituency. We have two locations, that is Timboroa location, Olenguse location, and Ndungulu location. These are the areas with extreme weather conditions. Majorly is Timboroa location, that the cold situation is on the higher side. The survival of teachers who are posted on that area is at risk. And the other day, when reversing of the delocalization had been undertaken, the schools around that area, as we talk now, have suffered much. Teachers have had to move back to where they came from, and now the number of staff that are teaching the children around that area has been reduced. Schools now are suffering, and all the reason around this one is the weather conditions is not humane enough for these particular teachers who are brought up from different warm areas. And I dare say that we need to have a clear definition of the word hardship, because some points hardship is regarding the terrains, looking at the aspect of arid areas, but there are some hands that it's not arid, but the situation is dire. And therefore, I would want to call upon the Ministry of Education and Commission TSC to reconsider and look at teachers. We have a scenario where Tinderet constituency is enjoying the hardship allowance being an hardship area. Neighboring location of Kimborwa on the same border are not enjoying this one. And therefore it is suffering. So teachers are moving from one hand to the other hand. So the students, the pupils, the learners around that area are not given fair treatment like the pupils from the other area. So Mr. Speaker, I want to call upon this.
Point of order. Yes, Omboko Milemba.
Very rare, Honorable Speaker, and not with any prejudice. But 2-3 days ago, we were doing the budget here, and most of these honorable members were in the House. And I pleaded with them, we pleaded with them, that these teachers are spread all over your constituencies, and that all this will come back to you. Because even if we speak about Teacher Service Commission, the budget was here recently, and we pleaded with you to increase that budget so that those teachers would get those house allowances and even the hardship allowances, including confirming the PNP. Honorable Speaker, members were not serious on that. So it really is in the House here. This is where the rubber meets the road. We have to allocate. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Cases MP, I think you are done. Okay, give him the mic. You are giving the mic to somebody behind him.
Thank you so much. Mr. Speaker, it's good to remind my senior, policy dictates the budget direction. So when we sort out the policy issues on aspect of hardship allowance, then it will inform the budget direction. So I want to submit this, Mr. Speaker, with honesty. Let us create fairness in the sector so that the children of Kenya, of the Republic of Kenya, receive its fair treatment in access to education. Thank you so much.
Member for Narok North, Mama Pareo.
Giving me this opportunity to add my voice on this issue on education. Narok North is a constituency that has really been hit by the shortage of teachers.